What's up? What's up? So we're gonna talk about that bank worker, now former bank worker. Her name is Risha Natasha Chand, 34, who's a retail senior bank employee of a bank in where was that at? In California, Pinole, Pinole. Anyway, she saw two women, sisters who were half black, half Mexican. She saw them coming out of a place and she gave them that stank look. You know that look like you stink. Y'all don't belong here. And it was on a Sunday in the parking lot. And when the women went to go confront her, Chand apparently started using the N word and the slurs, and it's been all over these social media streets. Now, I ask yourself, 34-year-old woman who's of Indian heritage, where do you come off calling someone out their name and being racist? And you're working for a bank on top of that in a small community. You really don't have the sharpest, highest IQ. And then come to find out that that particular Sunday, you of all people was in court because you had some theft charges. You were getting your J5 on. You were snatching and blobbing and taking everything in sight. So you got some charges. Well, the bank still thought something of you. Or maybe you thought that you was American. Maybe you thought you was like Trump. You could just break the law, get away. And then you forgot the complex. You forgot that little thing. And you're going to have the audacity to call out these two sisters. And they taped you. And you were openly saying the N-word with the hard ER. The hard one. As if, for me, it doesn't matter which way you call it because it's offensive. But when you take it ER, you really trying to take it back. So you really thought that you had passed the test, that you crossed over. So Chand, who's 34, got fired. And what else could happen? Because that was insulting. That was beyond the pale of duty. You imagine you're in a parking lot on the side and there ain't even no banking open. But because someone is looking at you, because they're trying to instigate something. See, this is a problem I have with people who say, well, we don't like woke, we don't like that. Well, you know what happens? This is how being aware of stuff happens because people like this woman who, by the way, is not white, but she had a moment where she thought she was included, that she thought she could talk any old kind of way because she was looking at people from what their background was, perception. And you do know that's hate. You do know what that's about. The police are going to look into it. I don't know if anything going to come of it, but I do know one thing. For that tiny town in California, her behind got fired, because that was embarrassing, some community. And on top of that, your behind got some charges. You got a lot of room to show your face and put yourself on some front street when you got some other things, and I hope for your sake that you are good to go with your citizenship, considering how, Trump don't, sends people on their way nowadays of how that's going. So I hope that you're okay with that. This was very deplorable. It was, but it doesn't shock or surprise me. I tell people all the time, Jim Crow and racism never gone nowhere. It ain't nothing different. But you think you get past the what? Do you think they don't think that you're still lower than? They see someone black, they don't think that. There's a mindset that's taught. It's passed down like a recipe. It's passed. And it doesn't matter what the profession is. The only thing about that is that she was a dodo, a dumb jive turkey redder who would jeopardize a gig. And you got charges pending, and you got the audacity to be caught out in these streets sulking and looking at them because of the color of skin to say that what you said, and it's put on tape. And if you stupid enough to understand in cell phone era and camera era that people capture you with that, and you smile for the camera and you're willing to say that, well, you know dumb, you do dumb things, you win dumb prizes. That's how you lost your gig. But I'm sure somebody else will hire you though. They'll play it off like you just was young and didn't know no better, even though it was said in the house because you've been taught it. You know how it was said. But anyway, let me know what you think about this former bank worker who got fired for using the N word on two sisters. And when you find out about this woman's story, this Miss Chan's story, she's only 34. When you find out that she's also dealing with some issues on her own, And she was stereotyping, and in the back, so just when it backfires, it backfired. Please like, subscribe, book on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit up if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. Stay tuned. I'm out. Peace.